Happy Tuesday, guys. So today's home workout is 3 intervals of AMRAP 6s. So we're doing as many rounds or reps as possible in 6 minutes. 9 power cleans, 15 calories, or we can go burpees, or we can substitute it with a 200-meter run as well. Then 21-second handstand hold. We're going to do as many rounds of that as possible within the 6 minutes. Once the 6 minutes expires, we're going to rest 3 minutes before we repeat again. For the 3 rounds here, I want you to try to be as consistent as possible or even beat your score from the previous rounds. So let's say you do 3 rounds in the first AMRAP 6, then I want you to push yourself to see in the next round if you can go a little bit further than that, and then as much as you can the last or the 3rd round there. So power cleans today, the weight that was prescribed for the class was 115 to 80. Should be a weight where you should be comfortable doing some unbroken reps with, but it shouldn't be too easy where you're falling, like you're banging them out really fast. So you should take a little bit of time to get yourself nice and set and try to hang out. Maybe you're doing them in 2 sets, that's all right. For the calories, you're keeping your heart rate up. Then at the end, we kind of have isometric, so it's a little bit of a different style of workout where we're usually doing some movements, dynamic movements, and then in this workout we're doing an isometric, so we're going for a hold. So 21-second handstand hold here, guys. Really trying to catch your breath, engage your body, really hold that position nice and tight. Ideally, if you can, do it unbroken, the 21 seconds, or break it up into let's say into 12 seconds and then you go into 9 seconds, you can do that as well. Whichever one kind of works best for you to kind of really like get that engagement in the core, get that engagement in the whole body, and be able to re-establish your breath again. That's kind of the challenge of this workout, where we're kind of getting our heart rate boosted up and then we're trying to go into a hold right after it, and we're going into a little bit of a skilled movement, which is a handstand hold. Again, you don't have to do this without a wall. I encourage you guys doing it against the wall unless you're comfortable doing it away from the wall. You can walk up the wall or kick up into the wall. Again, really just try to get those positions, keep the elbows nice and locked out as you go through the 21 seconds. And again, guys, first thing, try to be consistent. If you can, try to beat your score after each round there. Once you finish the workout, guys, our afterburner, we're gonna work on that core, making sure we got those good positions. Again, reinforcing those handstand positions. We're gonna go 20-second hollow, 20-second arch, and then 20 seconds of that ascent. We're doing 3 sets of that. Try to really look for that quality out of your movement, guys. Don't try to rush through it. Really feel out the engagement in your core, in your back, when you're doing the arch. And in that L-sit, you'll feel it really in the lower abs and in that hip flexor. Hope you guys enjoyed the workout and the afterburner today. We'll see you next for the warm-up.
Okay guys, for our warm-up today, we are starting off with some alternating Deadbug leg and arm raises. So we're doing this for a minute and we're gonna do 2 rounds of this. So we're gonna start off on our backs here in that Deadbug. So head and neck relaxed, arms are gonna be up in the air, and then I'm gonna bring my feet up. I'm gonna try to keep my legs straight if I can, arms straight, and then I'm gonna alternate. As my right leg goes down, my left arm goes overhead. Never go too low where you start to overarch that back. You want that low back pressed into the floor the whole time. So we're again just switching from one side to the other. Notice how I'm doing this slow and controlled. I always find controlling this movement to be more beneficial, especially since we're just warming up that core. You're gonna do that for a minute, take a little break, and then you're gonna go for another minute. After you're done that, you're gonna go for 3 rounds, starting off with some bent over rows. There is a little adjustment in the normal bent over row because we're doing this from the deadlift position. So normally when we do bent over rows, we would have our object and we keep our legs relatively straight, maybe not fully locked out, but we'll keep them relatively straight. From here, we actually want to be in the deadlift position. So my shoulders are going to be just a little bit ahead of the object, my shins are going to be straight in the air, and of course my back is going to be flat. Notice how my head and neck is neutral, so I'm not looking straight, I'm looking in a neutral position, lengthening the top of my head, the crown of my head all the way down to the bottom of my spine. And I'm just gonna squeeze those shoulder blades, pull my object in, and then back down. We're going for a set of 10 of those. Of course, I'm keeping my elbows tucked in tight to my body, and I'm trying to engage those upper back muscles at the top by squeezing them together. Once we're done that, we're gonna go for 8 tempo deadlifts. So for our tempo today, we don't actually have a time that we want you counting it out. We just want you guys going slow on the way down. So we're getting to that bottom of that deadlift position, head and neck neutral, push with the heels, open the hip. We're gonna squeeze that butt, rib cage is down, and then on the way down, nice and slow, we're gonna hinge at that hip, pushing it back. When your hands get about to knee position, we're gonna lower the rest of that movement with the legs. So remember, we're not just lifting with the legs, but we're lowering with the legs. You can stand up at a normal speed, go a little quicker. On the way down, we're really slowing it down. Once you're done 8 of those, you're gonna go for 6 hang muscle cleans per arm. So in the hang muscle clean, we're gonna start off by standing with our dumbbell. We're gonna push that hip back just like we did in a deadlift, but this time I am looking straight. My back and chest is a little bit taller. I'm gonna think of squeezing my butt, driving my elbow up, and then catching my dumbbell on the shoulder. So again, hips go back, push my elbow up, catch it on the shoulder. Notice I'm not catching it in a dip position for now. We're just warming up with the muscle clean. You can do all 6 on one side, or you can alternate if you like. We're doing 3 rounds of that. We'll see you for the workout next.
Those 9 hang power cleans. So again, you guys can use that same weight. If you're going single arm, let's go 9 per side. Or if you have a barbell, just go 9 total as prescribed. For those hang power cleans, guys, we're gonna bend over at the hips, kind of like that bent over row position. From here, we're gonna drive through the legs nice and hard. As we drive through the legs nice and hard, pull through the elbow. We're gonna land in that front rack position. So that front rack position, elbows tall, hips are back. Then we're gonna stand it up from there before we start our next rep. So nice hard drive, elbow through, hips back, and then stand it up. Make sure, guys, it's common. We're going to be kind of wanting to let our knees kind of go forward and catch with those femurs. We want to push the hips back as we catch it. All right, hopefully you enjoyed that workout, guys. The Afterburner for today is 3 sets, 20-second hollow hold, then 20-second arch hold, and then 20 seconds of that L-sit hold. So for the hollow hold, guys, as I mentioned before, a couple different ways to get into it. You can start straight off the ground and get into it. I like to get into that pike position first. Tighten my core so I feel engagement in my lower abs and my rib cage is pulled down. Legs are tightened together, so I'm pushing them inwards and pointing them out as much as I can. Then I'm going to rock back, keeping that upper back off the ground, legs off the ground. Hands can be on my side or just overhead. 20 seconds here, guys. Really try to keep that engagement and shape consistent throughout. After 20 seconds, I'm going to flip over, get into that arch hold. So same kind of concept. Reach out as much as you can. Keep the legs straight, no bending the knees or the elbows. Lift the chest up, then the legs up, holding for that 20 seconds. Once you're done, we're getting into that L-sit hold. Now, with the L-sit, if you're comfortable, you guys can go off of an object to kind of lift you up off the ground. I'm going to show you guys kind of a basic scaling variation if you don't have any equipment to use for this, or you're still kind of building up that L-sit position. So we're going to work from that pike position today. For that L-sit here, legs nice and straight. With the hands, you can play around with how difficult you want to make it. You can be right by your side or right out in front of you. You're going to keep the legs together, lift the legs up, and hold that for the 20 seconds. Again, you're achieving that L-sit position, and again, really working on those lower abs to start building you towards a full L-sit. So you guys can totally use that today as your progression.
or if you like, get your hands a little bit closer to your feet to make it a little bit more challenging. Hope you guys enjoy the Afterburner. We'll see you tomorrow for the next workout.